What's up guys, my name is Braden. This is going to be the first video on my new YouTube channel, and I want to share some fitness tips, some bulking, cutting, what y'all should be eating, and how you should be training. Right now I'm going to lean bulk, so I'm going to be taking y'all throughout that journey and showing you what I eat and how I plan my workouts so that y'all can possibly do the same and keep getting those gains. The breakfast that I just showed y'all is what I just recently switched over to, which is 8 eggs, a mango, and a banana. Before that, I was doing overnight oats, but I noticed they'd make me lethargic throughout the day, so I wanted to switch over to something more high protein and something with more nutrients. I had some coffee this morning for my caffeine before my back workout, and then I'm also gonna chug this Gorilla Mode Nitric. It's just 1 scoop with some added creatine to get my full serving for the day. Just chug that real quick before my workout, and I'll see y'all there. Peace. Okay, so first thing I do when I get in the gym is hop on the treadmill and get in around 5 to 10 minutes of incline walking. I typically do 13 on incline and then 3 on the speed. And right after that, I get into some foam rolling that you're seeing here. I foam roll all of my legs, my hamstrings, glutes, and quads. And then I go into foam rolling my back. Sometimes I'll do some leg kicks side to side and then in front of me as well. Once I'm done with that, I'll go straight into my first exercise being deadlifts. I start out pretty light just to get the form down. You see here I'm starting out with a 45, doing 15 reps. And then I'll get into my working sets after the first 3 warm-ups. And here I'm just keeping my core tight and trying to push through my legs, not picking up my feet at all, just keeping them firmly planted on the ground. One thing I think about is spreading my hips. So when you're coming up, you want to push down like you're doing a leg press, spread the hips, keep the core tight. And then another thing is pulling the slack out of the bar, which you'll see here in a moment. Right here is me chalking up. I always do that just to keep some extra grip on the bar, as well as it makes it a lot easier to keep good form because your hands aren't slipping. I like to use chalk instead of straps because it builds up your forearm strength. In here you'll see one of my first working sets, pulling that slack out of the bar. You see it's bending before I even start lifting with my legs. And then here's my final working set. You're gonna see me take the slack out of the bar here, bending the bar and then spreading with my legs, pressing down, and then constantly thinking like there's a tennis ball in between my armpits, and keeping the upper back super tight and straight to prevent injury. Moving on to the next exercise. This is also going to be 5 sets. I'm starting out pretty light here with the 25 and doing about 15 reps. Here just trying to get the movement down and get a good mind to muscle connection here. I step it up to a 45 and here I'm doing about 12 reps. Still focusing on that mind to muscle connection. Before this set, I put on a 25 and that was my first working set. So this is actually my second with the 2 plates. You can see I step it up slowly with the weight just to prevent injury and really focus on contracting the muscle. That's what's going to give you the most growth. So here I'm thinking about the time under tension and trying to squeeze my elbows back and down. You can see my hand positioning is horizontal just to hit the other portion of my back that I'm not going to be hitting on a normal seated row, which I'll hit later. If you don't have this machine, you can hit any other type of bent over row, like the bent over barbell row. Just focus on upping your weight each week. Shown here's my 5th set. And on these last 2 working sets, I like to add in a drop set, taking a 45 plate off and getting an extra few reps here. Moving on to the next exercise is going to be the medium grip lat pull down. For this exercise, I do 4 sets. My first set being 15 reps, the next set being 12, and then getting into my 2 working sets, which are both around 8 to 10 reps. With these, you're going to want to focus on keeping your body straight and pulling the bar to your upper chest to really work your lats. And then you're going to pull from your elbows. So think about bringing your elbows out and down. I see a lot of people bringing the bar too low or having their arms right out in front of them. Doing these, I noticed, really helped grow my back a lot, especially the upper portion. This is what's going to give you the wing look and that really large upper back. I think this is my first working set here. Going pretty heavy, so I'm trying to keep the form intact. And then this is my final set of lat pull down, 8 to 10, and here again I'll do a drop set just like the other exercises on my last 2. On every single working set, I typically do some form of drop set or superset. You can also do a static hold, which is where you hold the weight in a stretch position. That's also going to recruit some muscle growth. When you're starting out, you can typically get away with just lifting normally and not implementing as many drop sets and supersets. But once you get past about 3 years of lifting, you have to add in some additional techniques to continue growing and getting stronger. Here is going to be my next exercise. This is going to be the neutral grip lat pull down. I like to do these after I do my seated row, but the seated row was taken, so I went ahead and did these. These are really good for growing your lats as well. I like the neutral grip lat pull down after my medium grip lat pull downs because they use more of your bicep. So you're able to get in a little more volume on your back day and grow your lats a little more. The next exercise here is the seated row. I like to do these because it gets a really good stretch in your back. I've put on a lot more mass on my back since doing these. I try to keep my back really straight while doing these and get the full stretch. You can see here allowing the cable to go all the way back to the machine and then squeezing down and back, trying to bring my elbows as far back as possible. On these, I like to do 4 sets, with my first set being a little bit of a warm-up, and then next 3 sets going heavier, just pyramiding up in weight. So I'll do about 15 reps on the first one, 12, 10, and then 8 on the last. I like to pyramid up in weight because it prevents injury and allows your body to warm up while also feeling the muscle contraction, so you have a better mind to muscle connection. With these, you're going to really want to focus on not using as much leg drive. You can kind of see here I'm pressing slightly with my legs, which I see a lot of people get into the tendency of when you start to lift heavier because you're trying to force the weight back. Next exercise, we're moving into the straight arm pull down. This one is super good as a finisher, and I do only 3 sets of this, typically doing 12 to 15 reps and then 10 and 8 on the last. So here you're really just going to want to focus on keeping your arms as straight as possible and then using your shoulders kind of as a lever. You can bring your body upright as well. I like to do that I feel the contraction a lot more. Just bringing my body upright whenever I'm pushing down with the bar, and then allowing my body to go down as I bring the bar back up. You don't have to go super heavy with those. You just want to feel the contraction. This is my second set here. You're gonna see just pulling down almost to the waistline. And then we move into biceps. Here I'm using the straight barbell. I'm just focusing on keeping my lats very tight and using them as a support for my triceps. I do 4 sets of these, pyramiding again. So I typically go 15 reps, 12 to 15, and then 10, 8. So here I'm starting out with the 45, just trying to feel the contraction, going slow, and really using my lats as a support while I'm lifting so that I can bring the bar all the way down and really focus on contracting the bicep. I like to use this bar instead of the easy bar curl because I just feel it more in my biceps. I used to do the easy bar because it's easier on the wrist, but I've gone back to the straight bar just because I feel like I get more growth in my biceps. Something else I really like to focus on with these is trying to bring the bar down slow. So if you're finishing out your set and you don't think you can do another rep, try and bring the bar down really slow. I did a set of 8 and then switch back to the 40. And then this is my last exercise, switching over to the cable curl. I really like this one because it keeps constant tension on your biceps, so you're able to really feel the squeeze. I like to start out light on these and then pyramiding up in weight. So 15 reps on the first set, 12 on the second, and then 10, 8. And on the final 2 sets, I'll also do a superset. With these, also focus on engaging your lats. You can see here, keep them really tight, almost thinking of them as like a wooden board put behind my tricep so that I can keep my arms stabilized and only focus on contracting the bicep. And then this is my 4th set here, just really focusing on that squeeze. And I love these because they give a really good pump, so you're gonna feel all that blood flow and your arms are gonna be super pumped by the end of your workout. Alright guys, it's 3 days later and I'm finally filming this outro. My camera died at the gym, so I wasn't able to film it, but I just wanted to get on here and say thank y'all for watching, and if you enjoyed the video or try the workout yourself, let me know how it goes in the comments below. And I'm going to be dropping more tips and more fitness content each week, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.